Well, good day, my friends. It's your old pal, Jordan the Lion. How are you all doing today? I hope you said great. We are in Marietta, Georgia, and today we are checking out the Gone with the Wind Museum. I can't believe I have never made it here before. Daze with Jordan the Lion and you all, it begins right now. It's actually in this house right over here, but I noticed as I was pulling up here, I started reading about this was the former home of the Georgia Military Institute, 1851 to 1864, and it said, opened in 1851 on 110 acres, had a 4-year curriculum modeled after West Point. The cadet lifestyle was strict. Students attended classes all day, followed by an hour-long drill, dress parades at sunset, and evenings spent studying. Yeah, I've been to the Jonesboro Museum, which is really great. It's called the Road to Terra. That's definitely worth checking out. And I think that this is actually the museum, if I'm not mistaken, that purchased in the auction the facade of Terra. If you remember several years ago, when it was right before auction, actually, I got to go out and visit the set, and then it was sold, and I believe they bought it, and are supposed to be doing something with it. Let's see if we can find out. So this is interesting. It's inside here, but this sign says that this is the only remaining structure that was part of the Georgia Military Institute that wasn't destroyed by Sherman's March to Sea in 1864. Wow. Apparently it was kind of hidden by the military hospital. Like where it was built, it was behind the military hospital, so it wasn't damaged. So wow. 1850s structure. I love in all the windows they have, like there's Rhett. I mean, they got everybody. And a statue over here. This is gonna be great. An absolutely amazing movie. I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie, even though I love it, but I would say I think it's the best movie ever made, in my opinion. For me to sit and watch it, it was the movie that I was blown away by the most. I don't know, what do you think? Is that a good Clark Gable? Miss Melanie? And like I said, dapper Clark Gable. This place is beautiful. You almost feel like you're in Terra. Fiddle-dee-dee. As soon as you walk in, they have a wall of honor of signed pictures of people from the movie. Bonnie right there. Anne Rutherford up here. Little Bo Wilkes. And that is an awesome picture of Scarlett. Pretty big. So we're going to go into the first room, the Margaret Mitchell room. Which, if you're here in Atlanta, you gotta go to the Margaret Mitchell house if you've never been. That is a fantastic experience. It's where she wrote the book. Actually, she died not far from there. There she is. Doll of Scarlett. And then another one in the famous green curtain dress, of which Todd Fisher has that hat. That's a great movie poster. I've never seen that one before. So here's an autographed book by Margaret Mitchell. And early, that's the first dust jacket, first edition, with a later dust jacket, it says, okay. And this says this was the personal copy that belonged to Hazel the manicurist, who was employed at the beauty salon in Rich's department store in Atlanta, who got these cast members to sign this prior to the premiere. You can see Anne Rutherford in there. Melanie up there. Olivia de Havilland. There's Aunt Pitty Pat. Here's a Rhett and Scarlett bookend. It says 1956 WSB edition of Gone with the Wind, only which 500 copies were produced, making it the rarest Gone with the Wind edition. Slipcase was undecorated, therefore most were discarded. The edition was presented to George Gallup, the polling pioneer, in 1956. And then all of the teaware and everything you see here. It says, my sister, Medora Fields, was one of 4 very close friends of Margaret Mitchell Marsh, who was allowed to select personal items from Miss Mitchell's estate after her death. She selected the china pattern Queen's Rose here. These dishes I acquired after my sister's death. So these are from Margaret Mitchell's estate. Very cool. All right, let's move on. After all, tomorrow is another day. That look after Rhett leaves her. Oh, that's nice. That shadow box. Oh, there's a Hirschfeld. See if we can find the Nina. Where are you, Nina? Probably in the dress, probably right down here, I would bet. Yep, I see one. N-I-N-A. Here we have a screen-used chair. It says it was used in 2 separate scenes at the Butler Mansion in Gone with the Wind. That's awesome. So that supposedly came from the Butler Mansion scenes. That's neat. That's a pre-production painting from Dorothea Holt in 1939. And also this one. I did ask, they do have some of the facade of Tara here, and it is on display. Here we have several signed checks by the actors from the movie. So there's Clark Gable. I'll show you a couple of those for you autograph fanatics like me. That was Butterfly McQueen right here. And they have all kinds of different posters and stuff from all over the world. And a picture from the premiere, along with a script from Gone with the Wind. There's a Scarlett O'Hara doll that you could purchase in stores for $6.98. And that is a piece of the carpet from the Lowe's Theater that they had the premiere in. It's a very famous premiere. There's the Lowe's Grand. And a brick from it also. And it says that Gone with the Wind was the first movie to make promotional items for the movie. I didn't know that. That's interesting. There's an actual Gone with the Wind. Looks like costume you could buy because it has a Gone with the Wind tag. This seat says one of the original chairs used during the premiere. That's pretty much what I figured from the Grand Theater in Atlanta, Lowe's Grand. It says a single ticket to the premiere, priced at $10. The average cost of a movie ticket across America was usually 9 cents. The ticket price for Gone with the Wind for the general public was approximately 50 cents. Gone with the Wind grossed $25 million in the first year of its release. See here, you could buy like Scarlett O'Hara's bow, replica jewelry from the movie. We've only been in 2 rooms and this place is great. I can't believe I haven't gotten here before now. That's really cool. That is an original drawing by Wilbur Kurtz of what he thought Tara should look like based on the book when they were designing Tara. So you can see at the top. It actually says Tara up there. Oh wow, take a look at that. Look at all the costumes. It's a costume sketch by Walter Plunkett. Look at that. Doesn't say whether that one is screen used, but it looks pretty old. I'm not sure. I don't want to tell you it is if it isn't, but this one actually says that it is. That says that is the screen-worn Bonnie Blue. That's the one that she was wearing when she fell off the horse and dies. Wow, that's fascinating. You also have her bloomers, her pantaloons. And this over here says that is an original costume piece. Says that that was, oh, that's one of the brothers. So that possibly, I don't see a, let's see. They don't have a description that I can find. Huh. But it's one of the brothers. So this could have been George Reeves' costume, because they have a picture of him down here wearing that same exact jacket. Just all the literature over here is all about the dress that I'm going to show you next. So here it says that this is a fabric sample from the original barbecue dress. It says the dress was in a deplorable state in 1976 and the skirt had to be remade. Oh, and here is a recreation of that dress. The famous barbecue scene. Scarlett is being entertained by all the beaux. That's also the same barbecue that she ends up meeting Rhett, sees him. That's pretty cool. And down here, the sketches for Dr. Davenport's tuxedo, and they actually have it. They actually have Dr. Davenport's original costume piece, it says. His jacket, that's awesome. And I love that all of the costumes that we just saw on this wall have the green curtain behind it that she would have made her dress out of. And they say that is the original coat worn by Clark Gable. Wow, that is freaking awesome. Look at that. It's his tuxedo suit jacket. And they have the scene that he would have been wearing it in right there. Original costume piece. Man, that is awesome. And then right there beside Clark Gable's jacket is Vivien Leigh's original costume. It says that is the original one that she wore in the shantytown scenes. The corduroy dress. That is awesome. I had no idea they had so much original stuff in here. And for just about all of them, they have all the original sketches for the costume. And here they have some of the hats, it looks like. That it says one of the hats. Vivien Leigh, feather and fur designed by Walter Plunkett. And then this black one over here, that's original also. She wore that when they were riding through the fires and everything. Wow. With a certificate of authenticity up here by Profiles in History. That is amazing. That is really cool to see. If you remember, she got married and her husband died in the war. Everybody else was getting married, so she felt like she had to get married too, and so that was part of her mourning before she ends up marrying Rhett. And then that black long veil is the original also. That is so cool. And they have a really good picture of her wearing it over here with Clark Gable. And then they have the original hat right here. This is also from the movie. All Scarlett stuff. Over here they have Leslie Howard's contract from agreeing to be in the movie. Here they have a Western Union telegram from Vivien Leigh to George Cukor, who was originally the director of the film. I think Clark Gable was the one that got him fired because he felt like George Cukor was just too much of like a woman's director, and so he wanted Victor Fleming That is David O. Selznick's cigar humidor. And of course, they have dolls and figurines up the wazoo. I haven't even been showing them because there's so many all over the place. Every curio cabinet, every nook and cranny has them. Sorry about that. Oh, nice. Bonnie Blues. I didn't see that. It says worn by Phyllis Callow in her role as 2-year-old Bonnie Butler Blue. Or Bonnie Blue Butler, sorry. All right, and here I believe is, yes, some of the facades of Terra. They also call this the home of Terra. So let's take a look. I've seen some of this before when it was out in the barn, and Peter Bonner took us out and told us and showed us the old stories of the real Gone with the Wind stories and showed us pieces of this. He was originally entrusted to try and sort it out, figure out what pieces were what. He did it for a long time too, but eventually it was sold, and I think they bought everything. I think they got even the door, because Margaret Mitchell House had one of the doors. It had the, I think one of the main doors, and they were gonna auction it like the weekend after I was there, so, and I think this place bought everything. So they've matched this up a little bit. You can just tell by that. They believe it would have been one of those side windows up there. And this door looks like they've identified it because they have a picture here. If you remember this scene from the movie. The side porch door. One of the original doorknobs. And these must all be replicas because they're not in any kind of glass or anything. Famous curtain dress. They have some info on Hattie McDaniel. Looks like they have just about all the dresses from the movie on display somewhere here in this place. If you look hard enough, you'll see it. That is so cool to see. They just ask you not to touch, obviously. But yeah, it's so cool to see so many of the original pieces because that facade was up for so many years on the MGM lot. You could like drive by and just see it withering away for years. Wow, this place is amazing. I just love this museum. Very, very cool. Oh, and some more shutters. Wow, just a fantastic place. $10 to enter. That's nothing. And they have a really great gift shop. Pretty much seen the whole museum, so let's check out the gift shop. Plates, shirts. You can even buy your own costume and walk out of here like Red and Scarlet. Those are Gone with the Wind night lights. Cool magnets. Man, that was absolutely amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was so freaking cool. I figured it would be. I figured anything Gone with the Wind museum, it had to be pretty good, but I had no idea that they would have so much original wardrobe, things like that. That was so awesome. Marietta, Georgia, if you're coming through here, make sure you stop. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great night and goodbye.